Oh, dear God, I hope I live to see your second wife. Oh, my God.
She doesn't want to be seen on camera, but I'm just looking at her right now.
Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos may be one of Hollywood's strongest couples, but that doesn't mean they haven't thought about a future where they are no longer together. On the Monday, August 25th episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, Ripa revealed what she would look for in a potential second spouse. "If you and I were not together, my next husband," I almost said, "my next husband, may he rest in peace," she told Consuelos before noting that her next partner must have 1 foot and 1 arm in the grave. Sharing more of her requirements, she joked, "He has to have severe erectile dysfunction, severe, and at least $6 billion. And no heirs. I don't want any kids that are angry, coming out of the woodwork to challenge me in court. I want him to be an only child. He's got no family, no children. He's mostly dead, for all practical purposes. He has to have severe like unrecoverable. No medication can bring it back to work. Ideally," Ripa said that she would spend most of her time alone, but would be willing to sit by her partner's bedside and bring him juice. "I would prefer him to not be able to speak, yes. And at least $6 billion, she quipped. "I'm not asking for much. I don't want him to be younger." Ripa went on to ask Consuelos what his dream scenario would be if they were no longer married. "First of all, I'd be like the ladies in southern Italy. I'd wear black for, 10 years. He shared before clarifying, "I would mourn the loss. I'm assuming you passed away, 'cause why would you ever leave?" Ripa also brought up an age game Consuelos plays. He explained, "You divide your age by 2, and then add 7. That's the youngest you can go, respectfully," adding that his hypothetical second wife would be 34. "I would have to date her billionaire grandfather," Ripa hilariously replied. "But he has a grandchild, so he would be out of the running." Ripa and Consuelos wed in 1996 after playing love interests on the soap opera All My Children. The couple went on to welcome 3 kids, Michael, 28, Lola, 24, and Joaquin, 22. Last month, Ripa opened up about how she would act if she and Consuelos were ever to get divorced. "Let's just say you were to leave me. I can say with 100% certainty that dating is out of the question," she said on Live. "I've had 3 kids. There's too much to explain. I'm not ever getting naked again." On the show's August 12th episode, Ripa revealed that Consuelos is already planning for their theoretical grandkids, stating, "You're always talking about grandkids." He's like, "And then we'll build a bunk room for the grandkids," she stated. And I'm like, "Calm down, Chief. They need to have a second date first." Consuelos, for his part, agreed with Ripa that they would spoil their future grandchildren, especially their daughter Lola's, to get back at her for being high maintenance as a child. What if you and your partner planned for your next spouse together? Imagine that conversation. A little awkward? Maybe hilarious. For one of Hollywood's most enduring couples, it was a segment on national television. Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, a couple who have been in the public eye for decades, recently shared their very specific and quite frankly hysterical requirements for who would be allowed to fill their shoes. And let me tell you, it's not what you'd expect. We're talking about a checklist that involves billions of dollars, missing limbs, and a complete inability to argue back. Stick around as we unpack this viral moment and dive deep into what it really says about their legendary marriage and how they've mastered the art of keeping love alive and hilarious after all these years. Welcome back. If you've ever watched Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, you know that their chemistry is undeniable. They have a way of being both incredibly relatable and living a life that most of us can only imagine. But their recent conversation about second spouse requirements has taken their relatability to a whole new level, while also being completely over the top. It's this unique blend that has everyone talking, and it's what we're going to break down today. So let's get right into the nitty-gritty. On a recent episode of their show, Live with Kelly and Mark, the topic of what they would look for in a second spouse came up. Now, for most couples, this might be a taboo subject, something you joke about in private, if at all. But Kelly and Mark, in their classic style, laid it all out for their audience to see. Let's start with Kelly's requirements, because they were, in a word, iconic. She joked that her next husband would need to have 1 foot and 1 arm in the grave. But she didn't stop there. She went on to specify that he must have severe erectile dysfunction, severe, and at least $6 billion. And no heirs. Now, let's pause for a moment and really appreciate the comedic genius here. She's not just looking for a wealthy older man. She's painting a picture of a man who is, for all intents and purposes, mostly dead. This brings us to one of our key insights into their relationship, the power of humor. For a marriage to last as long as theirs has, especially under the constant scrutiny of the public eye, a shared sense of humor is not just a bonus. It's a survival tool. Kelly's list is so outrageous that it's impossible to take seriously, and that's the point. She's not actually planning to trade in Mark for a near-death billionaire. What she's doing is using humor to express a deeper truth about their bond. She can't imagine a life with anyone else, so the only conceivable replacement would be someone who requires minimal effort and offers maximum financial security. It's a playful way of saying, "You're irreplaceable," and Mark's reaction to all of this is just as telling. He's right there with her, laughing along and adding to the bit. He doesn't get offended. He gets the joke. This is a beautiful illustration of a secure partnership. They are so confident in their love and commitment that they can openly jest about a future without each other, knowing that it's just that, a jest. Now, let's turn the tables and look at Mark's requirements for his hypothetical second wife. His initial response was to say he would mourn Kelly for a decade, wearing black like the ladies in southern Italy. This in itself is a sweet and loving sentiment, even if it is delivered with a comedic flair. But then he brings up his age game, a formula he uses to determine the youngest person it's respectfully acceptable to date. According to his math, his next wife could be as young as 34. And what was Kelly's comeback to this? Pure gold. She quipped that she would then have to date the 34-year-old's billionaire grandfather, but then immediately disqualified him because he would have a grandchild, and her requirement was no heirs. This back and forth is a masterclass in comedic timing and marital banter. They build on each other's jokes, creating a narrative that is both entertaining and endearing. So, what can we, as viewers, take away from this? It's more than just a funny TV moment. It's a glimpse into the dynamics of a long-term, successful relationship. The first takeaway is the importance of not taking everything so seriously. Life is hard and relationships can be challenging. Being able to laugh at yourselves and with each other can be the glue that holds everything together. The second, and perhaps more nuanced, takeaway is about the evolution of love. When Kelly and Mark first got together, their love was likely all about passion and romance. And while that's still clearly there, their relationship has deepened into something more. It's a partnership built on a shared history, inside jokes, and a profound understanding of each other. This second spouse conversation is a testament to that depth. They are so in sync that they can even create a comedy routine about a hypothetical future apart. It's also worth noting the public's reaction to this segment. People loved it. Why? Because it's refreshing to see a famous couple be so candid and funny about their marriage. In a world of carefully curated social media posts and picture-perfect celebrity families, Kelly and Mark's raw and humorous take on their relationship is a breath of fresh air. They remind us that it's okay to be a little weird, a little morbid, and a lot in love. This brings us back to the core of their second spouse requirements. While on the surface, it's a hilarious bit, underneath it's a powerful statement about their commitment to each other. They've set the bar for their next partner so impossibly high that no one could ever realistically meet the criteria. And that, in a nutshell, is the most romantic thing of all. As we've explored, the blend of humor and genuine affection is a cornerstone of their public persona, and, it seems, their private life as well. It's not just about the punchlines. It's about the security in their relationship that allows for such jokes. They have navigated decades in the spotlight, raised a family, and now co-host a show together, a feat that is not for the faint of heart. Their ability to publicly jest about something as potentially fraught as a second spouse speaks volumes about their trust and understanding of one another. Let's dig a little deeper into the specifics of Kelly's list, as it's a masterstroke of dark humor. The requirement of no heirs is particularly telling. It's a practical, almost business-like consideration layered into a completely absurd scenario. This detail is what makes the joke so brilliant. She's not just a grieving widow in this fantasy, she's a pragmatic one, avoiding any potential legal battles over her newfound fortune. This level of detail in her joke telling is part of what makes her so engaging as a host and a public figure. Similarly, Mark's age game formula, while clearly a joke, also plays into a well-known societal trope. By verbalizing it, he's both leaning into and mocking the stereotype of the older man with a younger woman. Kelly's immediate and witty rebuttal, connecting it back to her own fantastical requirements, demonstrates how they are not just two people telling jokes, but a comedic duo perfectly in sync. This on-air moment is a microcosm of what they often share with their audience, a peek behind the curtain of their marriage, but always on their own terms and with a healthy dose of humor. They are selling a brand of marital bliss that isn't about perfection, but about partnership, laughter, and a shared understanding that some things are just too ridiculous not to joke about. In a world where celebrity relationships often seem fragile, the longevity of Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos stands out. Their playful discussion about second spouse requirements is more than just a viral clip. It's a testament to the strength of their bond and a lesson in how to keep the spark alive. It's about finding humor in the absurd, security in each other, and not being afraid to share that with the world. Their marriage isn't just surviving, it's thriving, and they're inviting us all to laugh along with them. So, what do you think about Kelly and Mark's second spouse requirements? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of Hollywood's favorite couples, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.